Good evening, everybody. Welcome, Dadman Walking 55 here. It's I don't know, it depends on what phone you look at. It's 2 minutes after the hour on the East Coast of 6 p.m. Keeps stream charge, keeps jumping a bit. I can't English tonight. Stream charge keeps bouncing around. So, hey, welcome, everybody. We're going to have some football fun tonight. We're going to recap a few things from yesterday, look at some the NFL that's going on now. And hey, it's just, I don't know. The experiment continues. And what I did not do was get the tweet to go out live and put it where I needed to put it. So, Dadman learning on the job again, still boomering it as we go through every week. Keep joining me for every week to see how I can boomer again. Can the boomer out boomer the boomer who's not a boomer? Yes, I'm an Xer, not a boomer. But yeah, anyway, I know how to make this very easy. Let's see. So anyway, and we'll say hello to everybody in the chat in just a moment. So let's see. And I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. You guys are great. I know a few of y'all are here already. So some interesting games today. Definitely some interesting games yesterday in the world of college football. So let me go and I will do this over here. Got some neat things to show y'all for the first time tonight. I don't know if you've seen it on Twitter or not, but as I keep posting some stuff out, I want to greet the wonderful, the great, the Snortopoopus Cuber. How humans and other critters? Good evening to you, sir, the polar bear of Florida. We'll call him the king of Florida. Polar bear will be king. Don't forget we're over on the Twitch side, so make sure if you watch us Twitch side, you leave a follow up there. Subscribe to the channel on this time. The Twitter algorithm seems to be fighting us. We keep the bouncing between 460, 461, back and forth, back and forth. Let's get up. Let's get to 500. And hell to you, JT Kirk. You're driving, can't chat, but hey, thank you, sir, for being here and lurking, and hopefully you can get to the point where you can chat a little bit with us. And speaking of lurking, it's the beautiful, the wonder, the crazy, the gorgeous, the incredible, who I could not do this without, the one and the only unreplaceable, almighty, hallowed, wonderful Mrs. Dadman Walking. Howdy, my lady. How are you tonight? Glad that you are with me. And she's a little under the weather. Hope you feel better, sweetheart. And thank you for all that you do, even when you don't feel well. Because I would not be here without you and all that you've done. So, oh, great, thanks. Snortopoopus, I hereby declare Dadman is an honorary boomer. Wow. Man, he knows how to suck up, doesn't he? Been married 27 years. I know who I got to keep happy. Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We got it here. So let's see. Now I think that's all that's here. I'm trying to make sure that I've got to get one or two little push outs, and it's been an interesting day of the NFL action. Some interesting results. We're going to start off by taking a look at where things stand today. In today's action, we're going to kind of try to follow a similar format we did last time. It was take a look at the action today, kind of where the games currently are in the NFL, and look back at finished results. Then we're going to take a deeper look into yesterday's college games before we come back into the pro games as these late games are winding up. So that's kind of the agenda that's today. I need putting one more link out here. So, all right, I think that's all right. Anyway, that's enough links for now. But hey, you guys are wonderful. Thank y'all for being here. And let us go get started, my friends. So, hey, all right. Now, let's do this. All right. Let us go. Let's see. Popped in. Oh, hell to your Muslim uncle. Hell, sir. Your Raiders really hammered at the bed today. Yeah, that kind of looks the way that happened there. Interesting analogy, I will say. Greetings and hope that you are doing, I think, almost near midnight over where you are. In greetings, but thank you for being here. We're going to touch base on that a little bit. So let's go ahead and take a round to look at the No Fun League, as we call it. No, I'm just kidding. The NFL. We're looking at the pros. Uh, let's start with the current games now that are in progress right now. Currently, just starting it's halfway through the third quarter. The 49ers and the Rams are tied at 17. It's been back and forth. The Niners score a touchdown right at the end of the first half to tie it up. With 3 minutes left in the third, the Cardinals have a big lead over the New York Football Giants, 28-13. The Giants score their first. The Giants start the season 6 quarters in a row with no score. They were shut out by the Cowboys last week and did not score in the first half. So today, the Dallas Cowboys, with just starting in the third quarter, are up 18-10 over the Jets. At halftime, the Broncos lead the Commanders 21-14 up in Mile High in Denver. So tonight's game will be the Patriots, and the Dolphins are at the Patriots. Finals from today, the Falcons beat the Packers 25-24 on a late-minute field goal. As your Muslim uncle mentioned, the Bills crushed the Raiders 38-10. The Ravens beat the Bengals 27-24. You got to wonder how the fans are doing in Cincinnati now. The Seahawks win in overtime against the Lions. Oh, dang, J.T. Kirk. Damn it, Mark. We'll say. The Seahawks outlast the Lions 37-36. The Chargers lose to the Titans in Nashville 27-24. Other finals, the Buccaneers beat the Bears 27-17. The Chiefs down the Jaguars 17-9, which I have a comment about. And the Colts move into a divisional tie with the Jaguars now at 31-20 in a game where Anthony Richardson left due to a concussion. Gardner Minshew, a former Jaguar quarterback, came in to finish the game. From Thursday night was the Eagles beating the Vikings 34-28. A late Viking rally falls short. Tomorrow night, there are 2 Monday night games. The Saints at the Panthers and the Browns at the Steelers. So there you go. That's it for the what? Yeah, I know. I'm like Clobby. I don't like Commander. I mean, it's just not a good name either. So it just does not look. It's not a good name, my friend. So that's what's going on. We'll take a look at some of these games a little bit more. But let me go ahead and take a look as we can into yesterday's college games. Just a bit, shall we? Let's see. We will look back at. Let's look at top 25 games from yesterday. First of all, there were some games on. There was one top 25 game on Thursday night where the Miami Hurricanes ranked 22nd, crushed Bethune-Cookman, in-state private school rival, 48-7. Also, Memphis beats the Naval Academy 28-24 on Thursday night. Then we have a couple of games on Friday night where Maryland crushes Virginia 42-14. Army outlasts UT San Antonio 37-29, and the Air Force Academy beats Utah State 39-21. So that was your pre-Saturday college football. Wait till in a few weeks when some of the Mid-American conferences start playing on Tuesdays or Wednesday nights. Yeah, it will literally be 7 nights a week of football. So, oh gosh, he sort of poopus. You're so funny out there. Yeah, you keep playing those Bear games, and it wasn't sports ball. And hell, Joseph Dredd, good to see you tonight, sir. Good to see you tonight, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're all doing well this wonderful Sunday evening or morning or night or wherever it is, whatever it is, wherever you are. All right. On that note, let's see the top 25 action from yesterday. The first rank, the hot number phrasing. The number 1 ranked Georgia Bulldogs got a scare at home in Athens, 24-14. They did come back to beat the South Carolina Gamecocks. Georgia was down 14-3 at half, and then outscores South Carolina 21-0 to end the game in the second half. By the way, if the missus ever jumped online, she'd rat me out and tell you. Oh, she actually said something about it today on our live stream today. Was basically, I made a mistake in Athens and almost got caught downtown in the traffic after the game. Why? To get gas. Yeah, yeah. I will know not to try that again. The gas station I wanted to that had more beverage selections, it just it just was not worth what I did. It's so bad they were actually putting traffic cones out as I had passed us after I you know uh, tried to pull out of the I can't talk tonight gas station parking lot. So anyway, it was a lovely place to be if you're ever in Athens, Georgia. But hey, the Bulldogs end up. We'll look at that game a little more statistically. Michigan pulls away from Bowling Green, 31-6. Third-ranked FSU goes on the road to Boston College, ends up surviving by 2 points. Had a 31-10 lead. Boston College rallies in the fourth quarter. Would have stopped FSU with about a minute and a half left in the game, but for a face mask, then which extended FSU's drive, which they allowed FSU to finish the game to run out the clock. One item of note of this game also was that Boston College committed a team record, school record, 18 penalties in a game. 18 penalties in a game, if you can believe it. So it seems like unbelievable, but folks, it happens, can happen, and does happen. Yes, like Joseph Dredd said, FSU looked awful. So we're going to take a look back at that game. I think it's of unique interest there. Texas actually wins. The fourth-ranked Longhorns beat Wyoming Cowboys 31-10 in a game that was really close for a while. Wyoming jumped out to 7-0 lead, and Texas pulled ahead before in the first half, but then extended the lead, pulled away for the 31-10 lead. Oh boy, if you're saying those rookie numbers, I got to check Sparty then. To go through, the Ohio State University beats Western Kentucky 63-10. Penn State goes on the road, beats Illinois 30-13. Washington Huskies crush the Michigan State Spartans. JT Kirk's Sparties fall 41-7 at home. It is a team in turmoil right now without its head coach, who's been suspended pending an investigation into harassment matters. So not good times up there. East Lansing, correct? Am I right? It's East Lansing for Michigan State, right, JT? Yeah. Or am I? I hope I'm not confusing it with that other school. Oh no, that bad, JT. No more season. East Lansing, woohoo! I do remember some things. See, missus, I do remember sometimes not important things, but hey. Notre Dame, 9th rank, beats Central Michigan 41-17. The Alabama Crimson Tide go to Tampa, struggle with the Bulls in a game that was delayed by an hour because of lightning in the area. They sluggishly win a game 17-3 after USF got out to a 3-0 lead. Really clunky game right there. And Tyler Buchner, with his first start, a transfer from Notre Dame, was benched for Ty Simpson, and which was interesting in this game. I've not had a chance to look up to see why they didn't even try Jalen Milroe this game. So interesting to see. It's not who played and who started, but who didn't play. Then the game of the day, folks. I'm sorry I'm getting loud. Number 11, Tennessee. Dun, 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 dun. Take your Rocky Top. Fall to the Florida Gators in Gainesville. Florida wins this game 29-16. It's 20 years of misery for Tennessee in Gainesville. 10 straight wins for the Gators at home in this series against Tennessee. As the two people in Knoxville talked many times, many years, including this year, Tennessee goes in with a better team. This year, actually, probably with a better coach, but then fall flat at game time. So Joe Milton threw for 287 yards for Tennessee, but Trevor Etienne for the Gators ran for 172 yards, including a 62-yard touchdown. A model of efficiency? I got some questions about the second half. I'll talk definitely more about this game on Thursday night. But hey, win's a win. You always have to enjoy it, especially against your rival. And I am so glad that I went with my gut of going to with the uh, with with the Gators. It would have been easy to take Tennessee in this one with all the intangibles, but hey, you never know in rivalry games. So to move through the rest of the top 25, Utah defeats Weber State 31-7. Oregon crushes Hawaii 55-10. LSU goes on the road, beats into Starkville and beats the Bulldogs 41-14 in a game where they just came out after being embarrassed by FSU. Some questions around the program about physicality, and they just come out and demolish a senior-laden Mississippi State Bulldog team, who is now more of a running. It's not the old air raid offense that Mike Leach had there. So hands off to LSU up on the road. So it could be a long year in Starkville. So hey, and hello Twilight Linkable. Good to see you tonight. Good to see you. So folks, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe on this YouTube side. And thank you. If you're on Twitch, make sure you comment too. I will show your comments to everybody so that they can see them. And same thing, you on the YouTube side, they will see your comments when I share it through StreamYards. Then we have Kansas State and Missouri. 15th ranked Kansas State falls in a shocker. I think this is a shocker. They fall on the road at Missouri 30-27, where the Tigers kicked a 61-yard field goal as time expired for the win. Wow. And it was a storm the field game. The university gets fined by enhanced penalties, but who the heck cares? Good win for the Tigers. So that too. Oh, yeah. Hey. All right. Well, we're just getting started. We kind of did a review on the NFL set. We'll get back to them in a minute, looking at some of the college games that we have right now. The other great Dadman walking team, the Oregon State Beavers. We love Beavers here on this channel. Beavers are the channel mascot. So they beat the 16th ranked Beavers beat San Diego State 26-9. DJ Ugalele throws for 284 yards for the Beavers in the win at home. Georgia Tech goes on the road, loses to Ole Miss. 17th ranked Ole Miss wins this game 48-23. Colorado outlasts Colorado State 43-35 in double overtime. This is a game that we thought would not be this close. Colorado State is usually well behind the Buffaloes, but rivalry games, anything can happen. Colorado State came. This is a game marked with comments by both coaches. Colorado State's coach earlier this week talked about when we were, you take your hats off and your sunglasses to talk to adults, and which is a shot at Coach Prime of Colorado. And then he responded, and there was a little bit of love dancing around the field before the game. So, hey, but Colorado improves to 3-0. I mean, nobody saw this coming. So, Wade, wherever Wade is, your team's going, dude. We'll see what happens, even if Tennessee falls. Rounding up the top 25, 19th ranked Oklahoma crushes Tulsa 66-17. North Carolina dispatches Minnesota 31-13. 21st ranked Duke puts away Northwestern, a battle of the brain schools 38-14. Yeah, because of that game, there's a 7-way tie for second now. That's some crazy thing. Well, especially when you have 400 teams in the conference. Washington State beats Northern Colorado 64-21. UCLA crushes North Carolina Central 59-7. And Iowa, making its debut in the top 25, scores 41 points, folks. That is something when Iowa can score 40 points, but beat Western Michigan 41-10. So, and I do Twilight Linkable. I do. There are many things about his personality I like, and I've talked about in some of the articles before. He's one that doesn't like all this stuff about culture and all that. He's like, hey, come out and play the game and win it. There's no moral victories. Play the game, win it. I really liked his attitude with some of the stuff. Quite controversial, the way he gutted a program and ran almost everyone off. But he got people to come play with him, play for him. So other games of interest around the country. Looking down the list here, Louisiana Monroe goes to Texas A&M. They fall 47-3. Cal beats Idaho 31-17. Tulane beats Southern Miss 21-3. Sanford visits Auburn. Auburn wins 45-13. Northern Illinois goes to Nebraska. Nebraska wins this game 35-11. A close, even bench game here that we had for Thursday picks and stuff. UNLV actually wins at home against Vanderbilt, 40-37. Even though AJ Swan threw for almost 300 yards for Vanderbilt, you can forget a bowl game for Vanderbilt this year. Then this game and the game last week were games that they need to win. Over Duke last week, and this game against UNLV this week, if they were going to get 6 wins in a possible bowl game. But you never know. Hopefully they don't beat Florida this year, but they should not beat this Florida team. And Missouri looks legitimate. So Vanderbilt may be back in the basement again. Just a shame that they cannot win a game like that they really, really needed to pick up if they wanted a bowl game this year. Kind of a stunning shocker. Brigham Young University goes on the road and wins in Fayetteville, Arkansas. BYU beats the Pigs 38-31. Last-minute drive for Arkansas falls flat, and BYU holds on for the win. Kentucky beats Akron 35-3. Syracuse beats Purdue 35-20. A battle of the Big 12. Big 12, Big East here. West Virginia dispatches Pitt 17-6. The Battle of New Mexico. New Mexico State wins 27-17 over the University of New Mexico. Florida Atlantic gave Clemson a good fight, falls 48-14. Stunner game of the week. If only our friends of Hepburns, Buddy and Brian were here. Stanford, Pac-12 Stanford, soon to be ACC Stanford, falls at home to Sacramento State. I think that's even a Division II team, not even just football championship series. Sacramento State beats Stanford 30-23. Go figure, folks. Hey, all right. So, and looking at TCU beats Houston 36-13, and Fresno State goes on the road, shuts out Arizona State 29-0. Kansas wins at Nevada 31-24. Jalen Daniels throws for almost 300 yards. And my University of Texas El Paso did lose at Arizona 31-10. Jane Delora for the Wildcats threw for 285 yards. So, UNF had some life against Michigan last week. Yeah, and tell you, they won at home. They actually stepped up and played Vanderbilt a really tough game. Got good enough offensive productions. And hello, E. Clay Thomason. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh no, was there a team that you liked in there that had a bad result? But good to see you, sir. Good to see you. And Snort of Poopus, I'm so sorry your eyes are sore and watery, but hey, go ahead and close them. We always pride ourselves on helping people rest well and help them off to Betty Bye. So we always look at it as honor and pleasure. If we can help you get relaxed, that's all the better. And like Joe Stred said, good night, Snort. Your Muslim uncle. Go Sacramento. Yes. Really interesting. Sometimes that happens in those Pac-12 games. The Beavers have lost a lot of those games to teams like that over the years. Oh, E. Clay Thomason. Oh, Razorback fan. Oh, I didn't know that. That is the good to hear because I always hear about Alabama. I'm a Gator fan, but it's good to see a Razorback fan. Really, thank you for being here. I hope you can, if you get a chance on Thursdays, we do an SEC focus show. Well, we're definitely going to look at that game and look at a lot more within the conference. But glad you're here. Thank you for being here. We've got Alabama. We had O.C. Dobbins a couple weeks ago as an Alabama fan. We've got next week, the next 2 weeks, we have Auburn fans. We have B from O this week, and then the next week will be Small Time Republic. So, hey, really excited. Last season I got a lot of people that didn't know a lot of football, and it's all been wonderful. But this year, seeing you fans from so many different teams around the conference, it's what I love to get to talk to some of you guys. I think that that's wonderful. Maybe one day E. Clay Thompson might have you on if you like to talk football. All right. It's already recruiting. I feel like a head coach. I won't say I want the Florida job right yet. I'll give Napier. I'll give Napier a week. We'll enjoy this win that was unexpected. So, hey, all right, we got 8 great people here. So before we take a look at a few of these games in more detail, let me jump back to the NFL scores and see if we got any updates in these late games. Starting the fourth quarter, the Niners have pulled ahead of the Rams 20-17. And they are driving again with the ball. The Cardinals lead in the fourth, 28-14 over the Giants. The Cowboys extended their lead to 24-10 over the Jets, while the Commanders actually have come back and tied the Broncos at 21. Just not very far into the third quarter. So, all right. So that's the recent score updates for that. So let's look back at. Oh shoot! I didn't. Let me see. Actually, one of my screens got off the page I had it on. How about that? All right, so let's look at this. Let's see. Take a look at one of these games here. Let's look at Georgia, South Carolina with this game. It's a game, like I said, Georgia jumped out, South Carolina, jumped out 14-3 at the halftime. It was a rainy, dreary day up there in Athens, Georgia. It was really, really some interesting weather to see. But, once again, Georgia has a slow start, but comes back in the second half and, wins by 10 in the game at home. Really interesting to see what Carson Beck's going to do with his Georgia program as the starting quarterback. He was 27-35 for 269 yards, but no touchdowns, but he had no picks. We see the emergence of the Georgia running game for the first time this year. Dajon Edwards ran the ball 20 times for 118 yards and a touchdown. So it's while Spencer Rattler for the Gamecocks, 22-42, 256 yards, had a touchdown, but again, 2 picks. 2 interceptions for the South Carolina quarterback, which makes a big difference in this game going on the road. I know that a lot of Georgia fans were kind of nervous there for that game, and I'm sure with the first half, it was really, really tough on a lot of people, but hey, once again, Georgia wins. Let's take a look at the FSU Boston College game for a moment, and then, like I said, I want to hit a few of these games, then I want to hit the polls. Then we're going to take the rest of the time looking at the NFL games as they end up. Yep. So let's see where we go here. This FSU game, folks. As I said earlier, FSU pulled out in the third quarter with 11:20 left in the third quarter, pulled out to a 31-10 lead. And then Boston College comes back and, here's a fact. Okay, we talked about the turnovers. So, in this game, when you look at what happened with FSU Boston College, extra points are vital, and it's a lost art. It used to be PATs were automatic, but for some reason they're not anymore. Florida had one missed, and other teams, it's like they come back to haunt you. BC missed an extra point at the end of the third quarter, and then failed a 2-point conversion. Theoretically, 2 points right there could have been a result of a tie. It could have been an overtime game there at 31-31. You never know. It's hard to extrapolate to conclusions, but extra points are vital to the game. So add that into the team record. 18 penalties, folks. I've seen plenty of bad Gator teams that have had horrendous penalties and yardages on penalties, but I've never heard of 18 penalties before. So that is beyond all measure. So, but FSU survives. They move on. They threw for 212 yards this time. Jordan Travis did 2 touchdowns, and they also had 2 rushing touchdowns as a team. So FSU, folks, if you're not familiar with the state of Florida, they've struggled for quite a few years here now, and it really just have recently started turning things around under Mike Norvell. There was a time when they were ready to run him out very early in the year. Kind of that's why I always laugh at myself with Napier, but because you never know. It's funny how what winning does, but yeah, and yes, Joseph Dredd also add that in. Boston College had a scoop and score, so it wasn't all the Boston College offense. But hey, give FSU credit. They go on the road. Anytime you go on the road in the conference, it's always tough. You're lucky to come out winning uh, with at the end of the day. Another game that I mentioned was Texas at Wyoming. Just a few observations real quickly about that. That's a game where Wyoming had jumped out to a 7-0 lead and actually had tied it 10-10. This game was a 10-10 game going to the fourth quarter until the Longhorns ran off 21 straight points and wrapped up with the final score being a 27-yard interception return. So not much for the fourth-ranked team in the nation playing a team like Wyoming coming in, but you win, you survive, and you go on. Yes, and let's see, and I'm going to talk about this game here. I'm going to go to the BYU Arkansas since we got E. Clay Thomas in here. I says I wish football had something like NFL Sunday Ticket so I could see all the game. They do have the ESPN Plus that you can pay for where you get a lot of the games on the ESPN. I actually get mine through Sling. I do the streaming service, and then I get an add-on package. Especially if you're an SEC fan, that seems to be the best way to get all of the SEC games. So you have to look around for that. No, it doesn't really have a one unified place, but if you can patch and like see in my case, I don't have any of the games on FS1, and CBS Network. So it's kind of I agree with you. I wish that you could just go one place and get them all together. It'd make it easier. Hey, we got 10 people watching. Thank you, folks. Thank you so much. We're on the road to 500 subs, so make sure you sub. Get the word out about our channel to everybody. Make sure you like and share the video out later, and leave comments when we're done, just to have some, more exposure. And hopefully y'all have fun here with us today with this. And I appreciate y'all being here. I love college football. Not always the best talker, but you know what? I love my college football. If you cannot tell with the way I reacted earlier to the Florida Tennessee game, that was just astounding to see. Let's see. Try to find one more thing here. Yeah. It's funny when you can't find stats that you want to find easily. Let's see. Yeah, so going off the me. So, yep. And E. Clay Thomason, yes. The penalties will kill you. Many so when it's not turnovers, the penalty. With the article with ESPN called it penalty party, that Arkansas committed 14 penalties, resulting in 125 yards against it. The biggest came with about 120 left when Jefferson ran up the middle for 15 yards to get inside the BYU 20 for the first time. It didn't count because of a holding call, and Arkansas was forced back to the BYU 49 before attempting a final charge. So, yes, penalties will definitely kill you. Very much so. Turnovers, there's one of our games that had like 9 turnovers, and as we'll look into more of those as we do that on Thursday, the college game. See, Jess. Yeah. Hey, Jess, good to see you tonight. Yeah. That Colorado State game. Yes, that was a heck of a game. Down the end of the, it just was too much funny. I had some conversations with Twilight Linkable and Wade, and oh man, that was a riot. That was a riot watching the game with poor Wade. So what's bad for Arkansas now is that they face a stretch where they have 4 straight games away from home, and 3 of which are come on against ranked teams. So that is also the Arkansas. I will say that I don't understand why BYU has so much success. It's not like they're the old pass happy teams. They BYU only had the ball for 20, just short of 25 minutes of the game. Arkansas dominated 424 yards total offense, 281 yards offense for the Cougars, 35 minutes of time of possession, and yet BYU still scores 38 points and wins. That reminds me of a few years ago when BYU went to Knoxville and upset the Volunteers. It just amazes me how BYU comes on the thing. Yeah, you had a 4-way parlay on that one. Yep, exactly. I know there are a lot of happy people. So, all right, hey, is that right? Love sports and mental level, high school, college pro. I'm like that. Twilight, Linkable. I love it all. So, yeah, and see, there you go, JT Kirk. If you want to, a lot of it, E. Clay Thompson depends on if you want to watch a conference specifically or not. Like JT Kirk saying, the Big Ten games, you need those particular things right there. So yeah, I know it's like and that involves so many different services. So I wasn't used to Michigan playing on CBS last week. That was weird. I'd never seen that before, and but if for the SEC, I think you can get all you need with Sling, especially being an Arkansas fan. If you get the the Sling package or any type of streaming package that has ESPN, basically you need the ESPN, ESPN2, the SEC network, and if you get the ESPN Plus, then you can definitely make sure you have all the ESPN games and a antenna for the CBS games. But so that was I could not believe Arkansas dropped that game to BYU, but you never know, folks. That's why they play these games sometimes, and it is very frustrating. As much as I love college football, it can still be the most frustrating dang game around. So yes, exactly. That was wild. That was wild last night. Double overtime. Hell of a game to see. Definitely a great one for college football fans. It's a shame that it was so late though, because people might have turned out a little bit early for that one. So, yeah. Twilight Leagueable said the comeback for Colorado is going to make the Colorado Oregon game very fun and interesting to watch. Yes, it will be. Colorado and Oregon, which is a shame with the disintegration of the Pac 12 now. I mean, we get back into that issue is the expansion now with Oregon and Washington going to the Big 12, Big 10, and then Colorado going to the Big 12. Just, you know, even though this particular game itself was two different conferences, still Colorado, Oregon this year will be the last with both members as members of the Pac-12. So, yeah, yeah. Oh, so they got basket weaving on ABC. Okay. All right. Well, hey, I don't know. But hey, all right. I'm sure CBS will find a way to plug it in there if they could somehow. All right. So let's go. Let's look. We won't hit JT Kirk's game. Well, I only hit it for one reason. Not Washington goes on the road, wins at Sparty. This is a matchup of one current and one future Big Ten team. Washington just got out early, 41 to nothing after three quarters. Michigan with a late touchdown. Again, Mel Tucker, the Michigan State coach, has been suspended, pending an investigation. So that's never a good sign for a team when you have stuff like that surrounding the program. And see how that goes. And it's Whoopa Troopa. Hey, Whoopa. How are you, sir? Good to see you. Whoopa is a busy man actually covering games these days, my friend. Good to see you tonight. Let's look at one more game. I'm not going to waste time on the South Florida Alabama game. A couple remarks about the Florida Tennessee game. I will say I thought the game was over early. I thought Tennessee was going to win when they went up 7-0. Very easy, like a hot knife through butter. And then the game completely flipped. I just, as a Gator fan, this is one of these that you love. This is why you always had to be careful with these rivalry games. When you go on the road, anything can happen. I will say I'm still not sold on Billy Napier as a head coach in the SEC. one point is I think that the Gators offense shut down way too much in the second half. Was way too conservative with too much time. But hey, enjoy the win. The players worked their butts off, and it's a good thing to do. All right, so let's see. Whoopa got to cover the Auburn Stanford game, and okay, okay, and then I guess you didn't have Joe Burrow this week then, unless he did statistically pretty good. So, folks, really with the college game, that's kind of what we've got with at that point. Any other big games? Colorado State. Let's touch on that one real quick. Then we will shift to the NFL. Or we'll get an NFL update. Then we'll go back to the top 25 in the college polls. This was a game where just if you turned it off early, you missed a hell of a game. So, 14-14 at the end of the first, Colorado State takes the lead at halftime. And then was it 14 points scored by Colorado in the fourth quarter with 7 by Colorado State. So it ended up 28-28 to end the regulation. And then double overtime, Colorado takes the win. Both teams scored in the overtime period. And the second overtime, Michael Harrison, 18-yard pass from Shadir Sanders with a 2-point conversion. And that was a winning margin. So, by the way, Missouri, as I mentioned, kicked a 61-yard field goal to win the game against Kansas State, was fined $100,000 under a new SEC policy after the fans rushed the field. So Missouri was hit with this fine. Let me bring this article up real quick. It's something news. It's a new SEC policy. They've enhanced their penalties, so they were fined $100,000. The money will go to the SEC Postgraduate Scholarship Fund. So, at its annual spring meetings, the league voted to increase fines for violating the field access policy. The second offense will result in a $250,000 fine. A $500,000 fine will be handed out for third and subsequent offenses. You know what, folks? I'm sorry. In this kind of thing, it's almost like, what the hell? I mean, let them have some fun. It's not like they're, I don't know. It just, the lawyers get involved and everybody else. Who knows? But hey. Yeah, exactly, Joseph Dredd. Let's have some damn fun. It just, let's have some fun. So, oh God, Whoopa. Whoopa's taking a shot at a future Big 12 team. Mizzou had a reason to rush the field, at least unlike Colorado. That's a good one, my friend. Good one. Y'all make sure you'll hit that like button and that you're still subscribed and all. And we're, get the word out. Hopefully you like this, and hopefully we'll have some good fun with this, and we'll grow this show more and more over time. And, I'll get better at talking. But hey, what makes it better is having great people like you here hanging out with me tonight and everything. And all your feedback, really, really great. Celebrate. Yes, I agree. It's just stupid. Let the kids have fun. Just let them have some fun with the game. So I think of all the college games, that's probably all that really that are significant, that had real results. The biggest stunner, I think, is Stanford losing, but we're not going to bother boring the Big 12 fans with that. But I think looking at that's probably where we should stop with that. So let's get an NFL update, my friend. So, Whoopa, Missouri took down a ranked team. Colorado barely beat a team that they were favored to beat by 3 touchdowns. Yeah, Whoopa, maybe I'm just a grump, but that was silly to me. Yeah, grumpy Whoopa. You're too old to be like me. Hey, here comes the thing. Clay Thompson, Kansas State was overrated, though. Very, very much so. I know a lot of people had talked about was their offense really legitimate or not, but hey, they good points where both you and Whoopa out there, folks. I know there was talk about Kansas State. A lot of people had this game circled for Missouri with a possible win after being crushed by Kansas State last year. Yeah. Twilight Leagueable says, reminds me of the history of the NFL where teams aren't allowed to celebrate their touchdowns. Fans are calling for the NFL the no fun league. Exactly. Well, I tell you what, Twilight Linkable, because I'm an old fart in a way. I think part of that became because when you started to have the influence of like the University of Miami with a lot of games, first in college, then it bled up into the NFL. It became a little bit too much. I caught a 3 yard pass, and I'm going to just dance like crazy and do the moonwalk and all. And now I know some of my friends talk about how there's a turnover and everybody runs to an end zone and dances. Uh, yeah, there is a limit. There is a time for some of these things, but yeah, I got you though. But always an overaction triggers an overreaction to something, and that's usually why we get too many rules and stuff. So, all right, now let's look at today's NFL action because hey guys, I appreciate y'all being here, and I've seen a lot of y'all talking about the NFL. Thank you for being patient with me, and hopefully you enjoy some of this college talk. I'll come back to the top 25 in just a second. So, yeah. Oh God, you should be penalized if your celebration is lame. That's a good one, friend. All right, well, let's look at it. 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter. The Niners are up 27-20 over the Rams. The Giants have pulled within 7 of the Cardinals, and they have the ball. First and goal at the Arizona 6. Wow. Hey, don't give up on those Giants yet. And the Cowboys are pulling away from the Jets, 27-10. And the Broncos have a 3-point lead over the Commanders with 2 minutes left in the third quarter, 24-21. And we'll take a look at some of those games in just a minute. Yes. All right. So let me look at the top 25 polls real quick. All right. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do with this one. I'm actually going to bring this up so that we can look at them together. Here. Boom, boom, boom. Share here. All right. Ta-da. Let's see if we had the 10-minute pause, No, I meant a 3 yard run. Like, hey, I ran 3 yards and got a first down. Woohoo! Or fell over and got a first down, It's like, dang. Ooh. Interesting question. It gives me a thought in just a moment. If this stupid screen will pop up. All right. All right. So again, we won't we'll look briefly here at the top 25. Now I know you said run. All righty. Well, we got Georgia still at the top of the heap with the vast majority, almost all the first place votes in both polls. The what only change in the top 9 in the AP was that Texas, Florida State flipped places, but they're only 2 points separate. So they're really essentially the same. Oregon moves up to the top 10. Bama, even though it won, fell 3 places to 13th. While Oregon, LSU, and Utah move up. The Beavers, Ole Miss, Oklahoma, North Carolina, Washington State, UCLA, and Iowa all move up. Also, Tennessee falls 12 places. Wow. They fall 12 places for their loss against Florida. I think some of that is also hangover effect from their struggle against Austin Peay last week, but they fall to 23 while the Gators make their debut in the AP poll at the 25th position, right behind Iowa. While in the coaches poll, a lot of the top 10 are the same, but just kind of moved around in different orders. Actually, it looks like the top 11 are just interchangeable, just some in some different locations. Alabama, LSU at 12 and 13, same as AP. Followed by Oklahoma, Oregon State, Ole Miss, North Carolina. You can see so many of the teams are in both polls, just at various spots. Clemson, what's unique though, Clemson is in the coaches poll still, even though they fell one more spot, but Florida isn't. And Florida's in the AP poll, but Clemson isn't. Washington State is in both, so it looks like really the one kind of Florida and Clemson are kind of odd there, where they're in one poll but not the other. So, and actually, like Joe. Let's see. Here we go. Oregon moving up is gift. My opinion, they faced not a good team like Texas A&M was a challenge for Oregon or Texas Tech. Yeah, it was. Yeah, they've had some challenges. It's yeah, but Wupo really hits the nail on the head here. Early season polls always bother me, and I agree with that because you don't know. you really don't know how a team is going to be. We know what they are on paper. We think very likable, likely things can happen, but yeah. Let's see. Yep. Trying to hit StreamYards likes to jump. Clay Thomason, yeah, this is the first time I've seen Alabama at the top 10 in a long time. Yep, exactly. And that's one thing that I had predicted. Well, so far, you never know if they turn around, if they find the right quarterback. In my preseason special, I was talking about with Alabama, I picked LSU to win the West because I just didn't trust Jalen Milroe as a quarterback. And can they find a quarterback to replace Bryce Young? And I think they're a team that really is, if without a quarterback that can throw the ball or move the ball consistently and score. But then again, in Alabama's case, and then Jalen Miller's defense is that there are a lot of people that observe Alabama's play calling under Tommy Rees as being, who came from Notre Dame, as more of a pass happy. Maybe are you really using an offense that fits your quarterback strengths, or are you trying to force him into something else, that you want to be in your system? So, and until they find a quarterback, neither Simpson or Buckner this week looked good. The net numbers were horrible against a very mediocre South Florida team. So, does Alabama have issues? Looks like it, but it's way too early to write them off too. So, and Joseph Dredd, absolutely. Tennessee beat a terrible Virginia team and Austin Peay. Virginia also lost last week to James Madison. So, there you go. That's at home after they lost to Tennessee. So, yep, Texas Tech. No offense to your Gators, but they beat Tennessee and they're like, oh, a ranked win. We should vote for them now. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, exactly. This is one of the points about the preseason polls is look at it. Maybe the Tennessee isn't good and that the preseason ranks sucked and they're not good. Yeah. Yeah. You got that is one thing. And Tennessee has looked noticeably bad in these games. Like you mentioned, Joseph Dredd, about those two appearances. And also Whoopa points to something here. Texas back, people, but they struggle for 3 quarters against a Wyoming team. Hashtag horns down. Whoopa Troopa, my friends, if you don't know it, is he's the resident Baylor fan. He's my consultant from the Big 12 conference. So, and if you want to hear what you really want to hear, if you want an opinion that's not filtered, wait till Whoopa Troopa comes on. So, but folks, that's the AP that polled this week. Not really much anything different. It's just the teams are all moved around. But Florida comes into one poll, not the other, and UCLA enters the coaches poll. So the 2 newcomers to the poll this week. So as you can see in here, 5 through 9 did not change in the AP, and 1 through 8 stayed the same also in the coaches poll. So that's what we have, folks, and that's what I have for college football. So we will move to the NFL after I clear any of the remaining college conference, college football thing. Yeah, that too. No one in the Big 12 likes Texas. That's all I can say. Well, they're going to be in the SEC next year. So, all right. Hey, Joseph Dredd predicts Texas won't finish in the top 5 by end of season. Yeah. Yep. Decade of futility since Colt McCoy has been delicious to all of us. I bet. Yes. Nothing like driving the people of Austin crazy, is there? So maybe one time we'll have to do a college football memes, not the mascots, but like the memes, and really talk about them. So now we're approaching 7 o'clock hour, so the late games are starting to wrap up. So let's take a look now where we are with games. The Niners have pulled ahead 27-20 on the Rams. They still have the ball. Looks like they're moving deep into. Let's see, I can change this a second. Crap. Hit the wrong button on my TV. So, folks, thank y'all for being here tonight. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe button. Oh, crap. I definitely hit the wrong channel. What the heck did I do? Yeah, it's never good when I hit the wrong buttons. Okay. Yeah. So, all right. So the Niners still have the lead Okay. So yeah, it was a crazy week considering it was not supposed to be, and that is true. That is true. So yeah, the Niners are driving again on the Rams. So see what happens with this game. So yeah, the rankings should have had more movement at the top. That's very likely. But the problem is the problem with polls. The likables, the know it, the reputation. A lot of teams are built on reputation, and that's how the polls stay. So, all right, let's talk about it. The Niners look like they're going to have a field goal attempt coming up, try to extend the lead. The Giants have tied the Cardinals on the road, 28-8, outscoring the Cardinals in the second half with 3 minutes left. The Cowboys are extending the lead 30-10 over the Jets with about 8 minutes left in the game. And the Commanders have now pulled ahead 28-24 over the Broncos. So that's I will say though the only Georgia though I am, you do have to say with their new quarterback, they've got to do something to be a little bit better, be more productive. But they did play South Carolina. They did, it was not like they played South Florida or a weak team, or even say Florida. I mean, South Carolina had a good end of the season last year, and really that's a tough game when you play them. It is in the conference. So, and like Joseph Dredd agrees with you that most of the early season polls are worthless. So yeah, Whoopa is an old guy. He's an old a young old guy. Yeah, he does get enjoyment complaining about him. All right, so folks, early action, the Falcons beat the Packers 25-24 with a game-winning field goal with about 50 seconds left in the game. Jordan Love was 14-25, 151 yards for the Pack with 3 touchdowns in a losing effort. The Falcons scored 13 down the end in the fourth quarter, outscoring Green Bay 13-0 in the fourth quarter to pull this game out at home. So hopefully your fantasy players are good and you got good players. Whoopa is apparently happy. The Bills crushed the Raiders 38-10. Your Muslim uncle, sorry about your Raiders. And Jimmy Garoppolo for the Raiders, 16-24 for 185 yards, a touchdown and 2 picks in the losing effort, while Josh Allen had a fine day at 37 passing, 274 yards, and 3 touchdowns. James Cook ran the ball for, 17 times for 123 yards for Buffalo. Really, just there's not much to say about this. It's a one-sided affair. Turnovers, the 2 picks for Buffalo. So it just, if you watch this game, I'm sure if you're a Bills fan, you're happy. If you're a Raiders fan, you did not like this game. So let's see. Then we've got the Ravens beat the Bengals 27-24. And you know, the who day up there in Cincinnati. Well, let's see who maybe they're who don't this year. Now starting off the season 0-2, while the Ravens are 2-0. Lamar Jackson had a big day with 237 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Joe Burrow 27-41, 220 yards, 2 touchdowns, but also had a pick. So, other than that, no other turnovers. So, the question is, will the Bengals get it together as a team? 0-2 already 2 weeks in. You need to not fall too far behind in the division, because the division rival Ravens are 2-0. So at that point, you're 2 games back. And that doesn't include what your other division opponents do. The game that went to overtime was the Seahawks beat the Lions in overtime 37-31. Geno Smith threw for 328 yards and 2 touchdowns. Jared Goff threw for 323 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a pick. And that pick, though, was a costly one with a pick 6 that was returned back for a touchdown by Seattle. So that, which actually also gave the Seattle team a 31-21 lead, which then Give the Lions credit. They rallied back in the last 8 minutes to tie the game to force overtime until Tyler Lockett caught a 6-yard touchdown pass from Geno Smith and for the winning margin 37-31. I like that because, I like when you don't leave it up to a kicker to make a kick because they can miss them too stuff. So yeah, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Sports running for the shoot back. Yep, exactly. Love to shoot it. And Gino was fun on. Okay, Gino looked like Gino had a fun day today. If you had him in your fantasy teams, or if you're a Seahawks fan. So we will now go and look at. Let's see where we go over here. Get back to the other games, early games. We'll look at those that are key interest. Looks does not look like they're the two nail biters. We got two nail biters now, folks. Coming in this 4 o'clock in the late the 4 o'clock games. The Titans beat the Chargers 27-24. Ryan Tannehill for 246 yards for the Titans as they move into division tie with the Jaguars. Derrick Henry only 80 yards running though, folks. Wow, 25 carries, 80 yards. That's a lot for a guy that wants a lot of money. But I tell you what, he is a beast. He is a beast. And then that could be a discussion for another day about the running back position. Or do you really need to pay for a lot of money for it and for a running back that may not carry the ball as much as they used to? This game was forced to overtime by I keep calling them San Diego, but the LA Chargers. Cameron Dicker hit a 33-yard field goal to force a tie, and then Nick Folk hit a 41-yard field goal in overtime for the Titans to win the game 27-24. Let's see. Really interesting to see the Titans having to pass the ball instead of just run Derrick Henry a lot more. So, let's see. And my screen went too far back. Next game in the early games, folks. Oh, shoot, I picked the wrong sport. It's college football. You don't want that right now. We're in the NFL. Oi, Stunning and Brave Megatron. Oi, good to see you too. We're back to 10 people. Hey, hit that like button. Subscribe if you can. Get your friends, dogs, neighbors, drunks, everybody in here. Let's get to 500. Can do it with you guys and your help. So, yeah, fantasy, he got his backup in fantasy. Yeah, he's being phased out, it seems. Yep, exactly. That's what they're starting to do because they know they can't pay him what he wants or what So we'll see if somebody will pay him though. Other early games, the Bears lose to the Buccaneers, 27-17. Jess, I know you're out there. Sorry for the Bears, my friend. The Bucks. Baker Mayfield still somehow is the starter for the Bucks. Beats a very bad Bears team. And folks, Justin Fields, I think, was overdrafted. I saw him when he played at Georgia. I was not impressed. He may have done well at the Ohio State University, but I did not like him. But it's his numbers look good, but 2 turnovers, 1 touchdown, 2 turnovers, two picks, and he lost 2 fumbles also, but they were not turnovers. So we'll just go with that for that game. And if y'all saw these games, and if y'all have more comments than I have, please feel free to share. A game I will not bother a lot of people with about is the Colts beat the Texans 31-10. A few items of note out of that, though, are that Anthony Richardson left the game with a concussion. It was only 6 of 10 throwing for 56 yards. He did rush for 2 touchdowns, though. Backup Gardner Minshew, who used to play for the Jaguars, came in, finished the game 19-23, 171 yards, and a touchdown. So, a game that was good for the Colts. So the Colts and Tennessee both pull into a tie with the Jaguars, who had a chance to stay on top with a home win today, playing the Super Bowl champion Chiefs, and actually fought well, held the Chiefs to 17 points. But the Jaguars could not win it, could not get the ball into the end zone. So Patrick Mahomes was 29 of 41 for 305 yards, threw for 2 touchdowns and 1 pick. Trevor Lawrence for the Jaguars was 22 of 41, 216 yards, No touchdowns, no interceptions, but the Jaguars were forced to 3 field goals, which then brings, and Christian Kirk had 11 catches for 110 yards for the Jaguars. But this brings me to a question that I saw with this game. With about close to 4.5 minutes left in the game, with 3 timeouts, Doug Peterson chooses for the Jaguars, instead of the kick trying a field goal to try to pull it within 17-12, went for 4th and 12. And of course, throws to the back of the end zone and it's incomplete. What happened to just kicking the field goal and playing defense? Same thing like what happens in the NFL. Every time it's in the first quarter, people are going for 2 now. Why don't the games are changing a lot, and it's almost like sometimes they're played to a rule book that does not mean anything in reality. It's some kind of unwritten book to like go for 2 because you're this many down. Well, when it's 1 minute, when it's in the first quarter, it's too early. Talk to the people that had it in the college game and stuff like that. Oh, hey, Lisa. Hey, thank you. Yay. Hi, back to you, and thank you. Yes, go Getters. Woohoo. We did good with that this week. Good to see you, Lisa. So good to see you tonight. Hope you've had a great day today, too. So, Whoopa, let me finish, and I'm going to go back onto your comments about the Tampa Bay in a second, Whoopa. But Chiefs have been weird lately. Both the game, the Lions and Jags are expected to be shootouts. They ended up the defensive battles. Yeah. Kansas City looked a bit out of whack offensively in this game. But again, to the point here is why Doug Peterson, why not kick the field goal? You're down 5. You've got 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning. You play defense, get the ball, then try to score the touchdown to win in regulation. But they, I don't know. So, and I think I said, oi, back to you, Stunning. Sorry about that if I didn't. Good to see you, sir. So this game, the Jaguars lose at home. You don't. It maybe it's not a divisional game, but it's a conference game. But you hate dropping a game like this at home, especially when you only lose by 8 and hold a team like Kansas City to 17 points. Not a good loss. But then again, coaching decisions, folks. I really come down to it. So okay, folks, we have a major score update. After being down, let's see. After being down, let me make sure, because exactly how far down is. Yes, after being down 20-7 at halftime, 28-7 with 9:30 left in the third quarter, the New York Football Giants have come back with 19 seconds left in the game to take a 31-28 lead of the Cardinals. Wow. How about a rally? That's for our friend Mark D with a C, his Giants. I feel good for him. I'm glad my Cowboys slaughtered them last week, but good for my friend Mark with his team actually showing up this week. So, and hey, words and pictures. I see you down there. Good to see you. Hey, thank you for coming by. Say hello. I tried to go a little earlier to see you. I know it gets late over there, so really early. So thank you. Thank you for being here, sir. Hey. Good to see you, as always. So, hey, be careful where you go these days. So, hey, enjoyed having you pop in on our stream all the time. So, all right. So, with 19 seconds, it looks like the Giants are going to pull that game off, barring an unforeseen miracle. The Niners are still up by 10 over the Rams with under 2-minute warning. Looks like the Niners are going to have to punt the ball 4th and 22 at the 50. So, yeah. So, but they're 2 scores up. So let's see what the Rams can do. All righty. So with that note, back to, I think, Whoopa, we finished to talk about the Jaguars. So like I said, with that, the coaching techniques have changed. In the old days, you kick the field goal, play defense with 4 minutes left. Why do they do it different? Why do they go for 2 in the first half of the game? We don't know. But, yeah, and Whoop, see, Baker had a good game. I agree he's not the answer. I think he is. He's a journeyman already. You've seen him bounce around. A lot of success so far has been throw to Mike Evans and let him do his thing, which is pretty good, but won't work when he actually plays good defense. Yeah, what if you go against the Cowboys with their secondary, with their defense, and you got them that you have the talent enough to key in on one guy? So, yes, exactly. Of course. Bring on them cheerleaders. Hey, Lisa, because the Cowboys have such sucky performances over the last so many years. We haven't made the really Super Bowl since 90, since the year I got married. And it's like, ugh, why not? We got to have something to cheer for because the playoffs always crush us. So we got to have the cheerleaders. We've always had them since the 70s. So, and yes, Packers fans have issues with the Bears and the Cowboys. Absolutely. But you know what? I love all my friends, even if they cheer for the wrong teams. My great, glorious friend Daisy Blossom is such a sweetheart, talks football with me, and she's a 49ers fan. We were actually talking about that game today. I love the people that cheer for my opposing teams, because honestly, as I get older, I'll be a little serious for a second. As I get older, it makes me happy. It makes me happy to be able to talk sports with people on teams I dislike, and it really has funny. So hey, uh, yeah, exactly, yeah. Oh, there you go, cheering, and then Lisa's freaking out to you. Stunning. Hey, obviously, look at Stunning's avatar. You can see what's all there with that. So, but I do agree with that. The Packers, have issues with the Cowboys and definitely the Bears. Jess is our Bears fan too, so I know she has fans with the problems with the Packers. And the Packers dropped a heartbreaker today to the Falcons. So, all right, so folks, looks like the let's see, looks like the Rams. Let's see. I can't do play by play because of different things, but yeah, it looks like the Niners are doing a good job delaying the end of that game. Uh, should hold on for that one. And 2 seconds left in the Arizona New York Giants game. Cowboys have pretty much put away the Jets with that. We'll look at the stats of these games in a second as they come to completion. Wait, sorry, phrasing, sorry. Rhoda Kamish, howdy. Good to see you. Good to see you, sir. Thank you on the Twitch side. Hey, folks, if you watch us on Twitch too, make sure to follow us over there if you haven't already. Good to see you, Rhoda Kamish. How are you doing today? And Joseph believe Baker Mayfield is a good quarterback. When I see, so far I haven't. Yeah, I say yes, exactly. Yes, lurking always counts on our streams. So lurking is always good. Although I will always, we love lurkers too, but it's always kind of cool when somebody says hi when they're lurking too, because then it's always good to say hi to somebody too. But I also sometimes know people lurk just to not get attention drawn to them too. So, no, I did not see that. I was actually probably on the way back home after that today. So, absolutely. Well, just good to have you good here. So, Whoop, Roto Commission. So, Whoop, if you can tell me about that play, let me know. We can talk about a little bit. Let's see where we are. Get a refresh the screen, and we still got uh, barring a 76 or 66-yard pass play. Let's see, the Giants should hold on. The Cowboys are at the 2-minute warning with a 1st and 10 at the Jets 36-yard line. So, my friend Admiral Teague out there, a Jets fan. I know it's not here tonight, but my heart's out for you after losing your quarterback last week. Jets came in this game, actually were spirited. They actually had a really good start early. They got a touchdown early, kept the games close, and we're only down 18-10 at the half, but obviously in the second half could not generate offense to get back in it to keep up with the Cowboys. So it looks like 7-11 left in the game. The Commanders are now up 35-24 with 14 points in the fourth quarter. So it looks like they're going to be pulling away from the Broncos here at this point. And let's see, we're now with 50 seconds. The Rams are now across the 50-yard line with the 49ers to end this game. But I know, live broadcasting. You're waiting for the updates, the hot, fresh, off the plate info. So, and Whoop, let me see if I can find something about that play you're talking about. Then, in the meantime, let's see. I do know that the Packers won on a. Yep. Let's see. Yep. Here you go. Falcons won a 4th-1, well inside the field goal range, only down by 2 with 2:07 left in the fourth. Wow. Well, I know that they ended up kicking. Let's see. I know that they kicked a 25-yard field goal with about 57 seconds left. So don't tell me it's another one of those coaches go for it on 4th down. Yeah. Instead of kicking the field goal, they decided to go for it and run the ball and try to eat more clock. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That is interesting. We go back to coaching again, folks. I mean, certain times there's certain books. What would have happened had they not made that conversion there? I saw the Jaguars have Maurice Jones-Drew made a long run against the Jets, and he ran and he stopped at the 1-yard line and took a knee. He went and scored the touchdown. And the Jaguars just ran out the clock and did a last-second field goal with no time remaining. But, personally, I don't know what you think. I hate that idea because 3 things can go wrong in a place kick. Bad snap, bad hold, bad kick. Just take the touchdown, period. You don't know if you're going to have a turnover, botch snap, or anything else. You can't guarantee that you're going to make a field goal. So anyway, so let me do this real quick. I'm going to throw a quick poll up here. I meant to do this earlier because somebody asked this question. Which the New York team is worse? Okay, we'll make this a quick one. Which team is worse, the Jets or the Giants? Go for it. Vote in there, and we'll come up with another poll. In the remaining minutes, we'll see where we get to with this poll. And let's see. This game should be done. Yes. The Rams kicked a meaningless field goal. Well, you think it's meaningless. It probably isn't. They were 2 scores down. Okay. And Mupa can help, I think, fill in on this. You may think that the fact that let's see, where did the score go here? Yes, it just went final. 49ers 30, Rams 23. You may think that was meaningless, the points, but I think, Whoopa, and correct me wrong if I'm not right, that some of the NFL tiebreakers can come down to points, the number of points that you scored. Yeah. Oh, Whoopa, that would cause riots. The meaningless field goal that covers a spread or something. Oh, wow. I was thinking playoff implications and tiebreakers, but yeah, I wonder somewhere there, somebody in a pool that had 0-0 in a grid. And we do not condone gambling here, folks. We are not a gambling site. We're just talking hypothetically and theoretically. I wonder if somebody was about to win and then just lost because of that meaningless field goal, but it meant something to somebody somewhere. So, ouch. Yes, ouch. Big ouch. So the Niners beat the Rams. Congrats to my good friend Daisy Blossom for that. You with the win, moves to 2-0. 2-0. We love to give each other a hard time. She's the Niner fan. I'm the Cowboy fan. Brock Purdy is 17-25, 206 yards for the 49ers. Christian McCaffrey runs for 116 yards with a touchdown. Deebo Samuel for the 49ers, 6 catches, 63 yards. So it's a real good day, efficient day for the Niners on offense. Rams, Matthew Stafford, JT Kirk's good old quarterback from Detroit, who was at the University of Georgia, 34-55, 307 yards, a touchdown, 2 picks. Again, but only 23 points. Puka Nacua, 15 catches for 147 yards for the Rams. So, yes, and this is why, that's why I took back what I said. Yep, points do matter sometimes for tie-breaking, especially in division when you play each other twice. Yes, it comes down to, and if it's conference or division or non-conference, points matter in the NFL. You think that's a meaningless game? Meaningless field goal? It's not. So, all right. So we've got that. And let's see. So there's only one game live still, and it has gone final. The New York Giants outscored the Arizona Cardinals 31-8 in the second half. The Giants have been held scoreless for 6 quarters to start the 2023 football season. Come alive in the second half tonight and win the game 31-28 in a stunning stunning outs. Uh, I'm just sitting here laughing at that. I just cannot believe it. Um, I um, I just I 31 points for a team that had not scored in 6 quarters. Like that is truly amazing to see what they've done. And it was with Daniel Jones also as the quarterback. A lot you'd have thought uh, Daniel Jones ended up 26-37, 321 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. You would have thought maybe he got benched on backup or led the rally, but no, Daniel Jones, who's got a lot of criticism on him up in New York, uh, um, pulls it out, shows it for a win. And now it's not beating a divisional rival like the Cowboys, but it's definitely a good rally, something that you can build going forward, to try to salvage a season. There's a lot more football left. There's only 2 weeks down. So it's it's just a good. Even though I hate the Giants, I do kind of feel for the kid like that. And I know they're pros, and it's hard to feel for them, call them kids and stuff. But everybody's a kid to me nowadays. But it was it just was still interesting to see. Yeah, he's still a bad quarterback though. Just to be clear. Well, maybe he is. I don't know, but hey, all I know is he's richer than me, and I wouldn't mind carrying a clipboard in the NFL. Hey, Saquon Barkley had 63 yards on 17 rushing attempts. Joshua Dobbs, the former University of Tennessee volunteer quarterback, and played for the Tennessee Titans last year, 21-31 passing for 228 yards and a touchdown. Not a bad effort. He also had 3 carries for 41 yards and a touchdown on the ground. So Arizona, it's going to be a question back to them, on them really, is having a 20 to 7, 28 to 7 lead with only about 25 minutes left in the game and just not being able to hold the lead. It's not happy times in Arizona, who falls to 0-2. The Giants pulled a 1-1 to keep pace with the Cowboys. Just a game back, though. See, the Commanders are 1-0, and looks like they're going to win. They're up 11 on the Broncos. Well, I say that, but no. The Broncos now are driving late, 35-24 Washington with about 2.5 minutes left, and Denver has the ball, first and goal at the Washington 1-yard line. So that's the last game remaining of the day. Let's take a quick look at the Cowboys-Jets stats here. Cowboys win this game 30-10, outscoring the Jets 12-0 in the second half. Zach Wilson, who started the game really, really well, 5 carries, 36 yards, but he also he actually had a pretty decent first half, including a touchdown pass, but he ended up throwing 3 picks in this game. So you can imagine how the Jets fans are feeling tonight. Dak Prescott, once again, is awesome in the regular season. Let's see what he'll do in the postseason. You got one of the best regular season quarterbacks money can buy. Sorry, that's you get the Gator mocking from me. You also get the Cowboy mocking from me. I try to be honest with my teams. Dak Prescott was 31-38, 255 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Tony Pollard added 72 yards on the ground. So it's CD Lamb stat. Hey, Whoopa, good game for you, I think. CD Lamb, 11 catches, 143 yards, on the night. Hey, hey, Wade, sorry. Hey, you have to just go back and watch the replay, though, Wade. Oh, hey, you're here, though. Good to see you, my friend. All right, so with Dallas on that game, let's see how the scoring went in the second half. I know that's not what I did there, but it took me where it wanted me to go. Dadman did not boomer. Although Snort of Poopus earlier said that I'm an honorary boomer. Wow. So apparently the Broncos have gone backwards. They've got a second and goal at the Washington 8, now at the 2-minute warning. So that game is rapidly coming down towards the end. Let's see. Game cast. So the Jets and the Cowboys. Cowboys got out early on the first drive, scoring a touchdown, added a field goal in the second quarter. Then Zach Wilson hit Garrett Wilson for a 68-yard touchdown pass. It was really basically a slant pass. It was a catch and run, a touchdown. So they went in the locker room 18-10. And hey, how about that Cowboy offense? 4 field goals in the second half. There you go. Thank you, Dak. So, hey, Dadman, I was funny last night. I got a laugh. What? You're not talking about me. No, you're not talking about me. I got great football takes. Gators and Cowboys. You Wisconsinites, you cheeseheads though. Colorado is at a Broncos State. Well, dang, you never know, Wade. You never know, my friend. Who knows what'll happen? So I do think that could be spell trouble for the Cowboys right there. Although the Jets are said to have a good defense, 4 field goals in the second half was the limit of the Cowboys' offense. But you got 2 touch. Man, let's count that up since I'm big with numbers. Let's see, we got so 2 touchdowns first half. So overall, the Cowboys kicked 5 field goals. That's what happens. Hey, yeah, you're trying to be funny. All right. Well, I'm laughing. Thank you. I'm laughing at me myself. So if you're laughing at me, I'm laughing with you, laughing at me. So, all right, folks, we got one game that's left, and we're going to see, and then we'll wrap up very soon. With this, we've been going about an hour and a half. Thank y'all for being here. Yeah, I please, folks, we've had a lot of people in and out. We're still holding 10 now. Hope y'all like this format. Hopefully we can make it better and expand it. And, just, I love talking football. It's a good chance to recap last night from a national perspective. And then while we talk about the NFL games as they wrap up, I try to watch as many of the games as I can, but it's not always possible to see all these games. Like we talked about how I don't have that Sunday NFL ticket. That I will not buy. Don't forget the Eagles beat the Vikings 34-28 on Thursday night. Well, the Vikings, let's see. The Vikings had quite a few turnovers, I guess, the other night also in terms of fumbles. So they lost. The Vikings on Thursday night lost 4 fumbles against the Eagles. So it fell short in a rally, losing by 6. Even though Kirk Cousins had 4 touchdowns for the Vikings, was not enough to overcome the 4 fumbles. And DeAndre Swift ran for 175 yards on 28 carries for the Eagles. So Devontae Smith had 4 catches for 131 yards and a touchdown for the Eagles. And battle NFC Giants. So let's take a look and see where. Wow, Wade, I think you're right. What the heck? It's like it's 2-minute warning. The Broncos apparently have not moved anywhere else. So, oh, you don't think so, Wade? Not in terms of not Bronco. What do you mean, Buffalo? I'm not following. No college. They're not a Bronco state. Although we have Buffaloes and Rams. Buffaloes and Rams. That's what we have. So, see where we're going. Let me see what my live is showing now. Ah, yes. Okay. Now, yeah, this is a struggle. Oh God, I keep forgetting he's the Denver coach now. Oh my goodness. Talk. Oh yeah. No. Yeah, Sean Payton. Yeah, I looked up and I'm like, oh my God, he's their coach. I forgot. Yeah. Last I saw, he was still in New Orleans, but I know he was out of football, but yeah. We talked a little bit about that Colorado State game earlier, Wade, but hey, got to go back and watch the replay a little bit later. While we're trying to see how this game end for the Commanders and Broncos. It just, I don't know. It's one of those games that you probably have to hang your hat. So, yeah, looks like oh wow. You got 4th and 15, and Denver has to try to kick a field goal. So it's basically coming down to, yeah, I got you now. Okay. I get mixed up in Colorado. Colorado is like a smoky state out there, and I get confused. I enjoyed my visit to Colorado. I wish I could have stayed out there, especially the Lyman Train Museum in Lyman, Colorado. That was a hell of a visit. Hopefully, y'all watch that stream with the missus and saw our visit there. So, all right, so we got one game left, and we're going to wrap it up just after this as we find out whether there's an onside kick works or not. Broncos have just tacked on a field goal, down 8, 35-27 to Washington, and we shall see what happens with this. Joseph Dredd, here's the theory with that one. Here's the theory with this is you get, because they are inside the 10-yard line, you since you need 2 scores anyway, go ahead and get the field goal and then get the onside kick, because without the onside kick, you're going to have to get an onside kick at some point anyway, and go ahead get the field goal with time left on the clock. So you get the onside kick, then you can try to score again. That's why that is done in that case. Here, I know it does not seem normal to do it that way, but it's a call. It's the way I would have done it. And Wade, you're really rough on your teams, man. Oh my God. That's one of the best onside kicks I've seen in a long time, but still. Folks, that game is now going to be over, I believe. So, yep. Well, Denver has 2 timeouts, so who knows what. Hey, Bone! Foosball is the devil! Mama. Yes, all right, Bone. Good to see you, my friend. Hey. Yes, they do. Denver has 2 timeouts. You wonder if they can run out the clock. Will they take a knee or will they try to run it? That's the next big question. So, folks, while we're here, anything else anybody wants to talk about, whether it's college or pro, any other things that I might not have made or missed or might have missed along the way? Let's see, your cheeseheads for you, Lisa. I think you came in before I did it. Green Bay fell to Atlanta with a last-minute field goal, but Jordan Love threw for 150 yards and 3 touchdowns in the losing effort. As we heard from Whoopa, Atlanta took a chance, went for a first down, got it, ran more of the clock off, and got a closer field goal attempt. I just looked at stat scores on this one, Whoopa, and it's kind of interesting. Kyle Pitts, who was a big, highly rated tight end and come out of the University of Florida. He was a mammoth monster in college. 2 catches for 15 yards. Boy, does that humble you, the NFL. In college, he could have 5 catches for 200 yards or 8 catches for 160. And then, yeah, I think Rambling Canuck forgot that I said that I made that promise, though, because I kind of reminded him on his show last night, and he kind of like, I've not been watching the scoreboard, Dadman, but I'll make sure to honor my promise if you'll let me do it. What Wade is referring to is that if you look back at our college show on Thursday night where Rambling Canuck was my emergency fill-in guest with me, he I told him I was so not confident of Florida. I was confident Tennessee was going to win. Even though I picked Florida, I told him if Florida won the game, I would sing Rocky Top on his karaoke show. So that I need to do. All right. Hey, this is some good talk, Bone. All right. That's what I want to hear. Dolphins, Patriots. F the Patriots. There you go. Folks, that's tonight's NBC game of the week at 8:20 tonight. That is definitely go game. Let's go Dolphins here. So, hey, Eagle Rider, my friend, big hugs. Big hugs back to you. Mad hugs from travel. Still don't give a crap about sports ball, but hey, I know we both care about wonderful bison and other animals. Big hugs back to you, Eagle Rider. Hope you're doing well these days. So, and go Patriots. Wait. Yeah. Yes, Whoop. That's what I told Canuck. I said I would sing Rocky Top if Tennessee lost, because I figured the easy money was Tennessee would win. I had no confidence in Napier. And I'll talk about Florida for a little bit till we know that this Denver game's over. I had no confidence in the Gators. Seriously, from things I saw at the Utah game, repeated efforts last year, bad clock management, bad coaching. Well, it looked like Tennessee was the Florida coach this time because of their false starts and a lot of other stuff that happened. So I made it in reverse. Normally it's like, well, if my team loses, I'll sing your song. If your team loses, you sing my song. Well, I did the opposite of it. So that should be Saturday night at around 10 p.m. So I've got to get with him on that to see how to do it. Because last time somebody else played it for me and I sang it. So we'll see what that happens. So, yeah. Back, Dadman. I'll be at the Lions Falcons game next week. Any predict? Oh, shoot. Oh, man. You're going to the game next week. That is awesome. Okay. Wow. There's still about a minute left in the game, and looks like Washington is having to punt. So Denver did its job. Denver did a good job playing defense and holding them off. Oh, man. Lions Falcons. I'll be honest. I don't see how I just don't see how the Detroit lost tonight. But I guess Geno Smith got hot. I still would take the Lions at home over the Falcons. When you got for the Falcons, you got to. I'm sorry, I place value on quarterback. Some guy named Desmond Ridder is the Atlanta Falcon quarterback. I think that's a game that Detroit should win. If they don't win it, then just you might as well write the season off. Which is a shame. But it's a shame that that Detroit lost that game today because you guys have looked really, really good since the end of last season. Hey, I know Falcons are 2-0. I know Falcons are 2-0, but that's okay. Hey, Falcons are defense is better, but I tell you, I think that the Detroit team has a very good offense finally. And others say Lions win. It's next Saturday at 3:30. I don't know, to quote Homer Simpson right now. So, hey, Eagle Rider, thank you so much. Yeah, hugs back to you, big hugs. Thank you for the hello and the hug, and definitely back to you. So, definitely, my friend. And yeah, Detroit has looked good, beating the reigning champs and took Seattle to overtime. Yeah, that's where I'm going for Detroit. I would take Detroit in this game. They played better teams, better competition. So, oh gosh, you and your fantasy team, Lupa. Hey, fantasy models. That's what I want, not fantasy football. But anyway, I'll let you know, though, Wade. I'm not sure what next. I don't know what I'm doing from 1 minute to the next. I got so many things going right now. So, folks, while we're waiting for this Denver game to end, that I got a feeling it's just going to tease us. So, but we'll see what happens with this game. Take a look. Oops. Oopsie. 13 of y'all still here. Wow. Thank you, folks. Smash that like button, really, please. And sub it out. Bring your friends in. And, folks, go back and look at our comments when they're, leave comments on the YouTube videos. Share them out when you can. Let's get that organism, that algorithm going. So, I'll negotiate with the commissioner to give you exclusive streaming rights. Dadman, will you start incorporating my fantasy team into your weekly recaps? Oh, you might have to come on to help me with that. You might have to be helping me with that one, though. So, sounds good. His sister will be visiting from Titans country. Yeah, well, Titans country is Nashville, and that's right near Atlanta. So, kind of like they're kissing cousins in the South down there, Nashville and Atlanta. So, hey. Yes, thank you. Yes, y'all make sure to smash that like button. And we got 10 likes, I think. So, hey, let's get over there. And let's see. I'm going to go ahead and close this poll in 10 seconds. 9, 8. I can't do play-by-play. I got to remember not to do play-by-play on this thing. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I will close the poll. Meanwhile, Denver extends the game. We are ending the poll with 11 votes. And let's see the results, my friends. As Denver now has a 1st and 10 at their own 34-yard line. Looks like they ran 10 seconds off. Wow, because I thought it was 19 seconds. Now it's 9 seconds. Oh. Huh. Interesting. Anyway, which is New York worse? 54% Jets, 45% Giants, and 11 votes. So, hey, thank you, votes. Thank you for voting. 6 and 5. Thank you for voting for it. So, appreciate everybody being here with that. And that game is about to be in. The end of it, and the poll is closed. And Lisa, if you're still here, remember I did close the poll tonight. So thank you for everybody. Nothing like peer pressure to remember to close your poll, because closing polls are important issues in everybody's life. So, all right. So, yeah, and yep, exactly. You know what though, Joseph Dredd, I would have agreed until this rally today. This rally that they did, and when I saw what the Jets did against the Cowboys in the end, the Jets looked like a good team in the first half, and then just Zach Wilson with the 3 picks, and just really second half did nothing with the Cowboys. So I think that's the only reason why after last week I would have said yes. After last week, I'd have said the Giants were a much worse football team than the Jets. But with seeing what's happened, seeing where they're at, I have to go with this direction. You know that the Jets are worse now. So everybody, make sure you've hit that like button. Follow us over on Twitter if you haven't already. If you have Twitch, on Twitch. Oh man! All right. Oh my God! I can't do play-by-play. I can't do play-by-play, I guess. I don't know what the freaking ass rules with this stuff is, but holy hand grenades, Batman, hold your drawers and pick up your pants, because there's about to be a 2-point conversion. It's why you practice tip drills. That's why you throw the Hail Mary. Wow. It's now 35 Washington, 33 Broncos. No time remaining. Wow. So, hey. The Cardinals by 3 when they're expected to be the worst in the NFL. Yeah, it's okay. But, hey. All right. Hey, we still got 14 of y'all with us. And, dang, I didn't expect that to happen. Well, you never know. That's why you never quit on the game. You never quit playing, folks. So, all righty. Now I wasn't prepared for a Hail Mary on that one. So I will shop around for something real quick. And while we will hold off to see if this game goes to overtime, and then we will go from there depending on what happens. But let me talk about a few things we got coming up this week. Remember, I gotta do this. I got a couple things to bring up. Let me pitch a few things for this week's shows coming up. Thank y'all for being here. 14 y'all, and y'all are still here with me. And we shall see what happened right there. I'm trying to not talk. I'm trying to wait for a play to be over before I actually do something. So, oh shoot, that's the wrong one. Pulling up a slide real quick. Let's see. I'm going to see here. Yeah, here we go. I got this coming up now here. All right, let's see this. Yep. Missed 2-point conversion. Wow, folks, what a heck of a game to end. What a heck of a game. But listen, folks, join me this week. We got a few things coming up. Oh, shoot, hitting the wrong buttons again. But, hey, as we go to close this stream now that we know that Washington won, we will look at this. Join me Thursday night for another SEC Weekly with Dadman. We will be talking to great B from O, who's an Auburn fan. We're going to be talking to him Thursday night at 8 o'clock with this week's games, looking at SEC action from last week's games. We'll look at where the teams in the top 25 from the conference, and looking forward to next week's games and talking about some of his football memories with that. So join us, please, Thursday night at 8. But even before that, on on Wednesday night, it's even more dear to my heart. Here is the great another edition of Walking and Rambling podcast with me and Angelo, Wednesday night at 8. So come join us for that good dad and daughter time, and we're going to take a look at some things that we've done, and who knows what else. Last time we got to talking about Bitcoin and chain blocks and stuff like that, which I didn't even know what the heck everybody was talking about, but the chat and Ang had a great conversation on that while Dadman just Dadman here. So, folks, everybody, thank you so much for being here tonight. Appreciate y'all being here. Follow me on Twitter at DadmanWalking55. Actually, you know what? Let me bring this up so you can see it in the nice new. You know what? Wait a second. Wait. Hopefully, we had 10 or 11 people here a minute ago, and it seems like people left a little bit. But I'm going to show you here. I'm going to stay with me just a second. Stay with me a second, okay? Stay with me. All right, y'all stay with me. Bone, all y'all, Lisa, whoever, Whoopa, whoever's here. I got this little surprise I'm going to show y'all for those that did not leave yet. This is why you don't leave a game till it's over, period. Live streams and videos on YouTube and Twitch at DadmanWalking55. And streaming, catch me on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter at DadmanWalking55 all the time. There is somebody may say DadmanWalking55. They may have an old avatar use, but it's not me. At DadmanWalking55 is the only place to be on YouTube for me. All right. With that said, folks, 10 of y'all still here. Since maybe some of y'all were like the Alabama fans halfway to the exit that came back. I want to show you something that Rambling Canuck, if you were with us the other night, you saw it. But I want to show the rest of you here tonight what is now the new opening to the SEC Weekly Show with Dadman. Hopefully it plays. And let's see. Here we go. There you go, folks. No longer that boring standard 30-second countdown you always see on most YouTube channels. Thanks to Rambling Canuck for making that for me. So be ready for that countdown when you join us Thursday night. Rambling Canuck did. And he's also the one that has a karaoke show. Let's see. Let me do that. Let's see. We do this real quick. Since you're here, I'll put his link in because Rambling Canuck's a good friend. We play a lot of Fortnite together. I've appeared on his karaoke show before and should still be appearing, I guess, Sunday. But hey, it's let me go ahead and leave this link here. This is who made it, the great Rambling Canuck here. And yeah, there you go. Go ahead there with that. It's OT. Yes, Bone. I'm known to keep going all night long if we have to. I've shut down talk streams after sunrise. So, hey, nice. A little loud, but very nice. All right. Well, we want to make an intro, but thank you, E. Clay Thompson. And like I said, hope to see you Thursday for our SEC show, especially now when we have an Arkansas person, Arkansas fan. Very cool. Canuck, who I've put in the links, and Mrs. says nice, and Joseph Dredd said nice also. So, folks, thank y'all for being here. We've had 11 of y'all with us. Thank you for being here. Remember, follow me on Twitter if you haven't already at DadmanWalking55, and YouTube and Twitch. That's where you find our videos when they go there. Make sure share out the links, make comments on the videos, help get the algorithm out. And, thank you for supporting the Sunday night show, which has kind of been a test for me the last couple of weeks, but I'm pleased with seeing all of you guys here in this interaction, and glad y'all are here, and some of y'all staying for a long time and some coming through. And if you've lurked, thank you for lurking. You're all valued and mean a lot to me. And, just thank you for being here. And on that note, I will say good night and hope you have a great day tomorrow. And Jess, you're still there. Hey, there you go. Thanks for putting that link in one more time. Yeah, exactly. So thank you, Jess. So, and then, yep, and Twitch too. So, all right, folks, that 11 of y'all makes me not want to leave, but I will say good night because I know there's other streams. I got other things I have got to do tonight too. So, good night and have a good one, all. Bye, all.